You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
Good morning. Is TV affordable? Is TV affordable? Well, with PSI TV, it is, and I'm going to make the case for that. Here at PSI TV, we are making TV affordable to you. We're destroying the excuse that it is expensive to be on PSI TV. I can't speak for the entire TV industry. I can only speak for the piece of it that I have control over, and that is PSI TV. PSI TV has a TV channel presence on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Vita TV. So these are platforms, guys. So if you have a smart TV, and you can get yourself a Roku stick. You can get yourself an Amazon Fire stick. Vita TV is not as popular in the United States, but it is in other countries of the world. For example, Vita is in Israel. I know that much because I've had to do business with them over there. Okay, so we at PSI TV are on a mission to crush the excuse that TV is too expensive for the average person. And so much so that I'll just tell you right up front, in case you don't get to the end of this video, for the cost of a dinner date, you can have a TV experience. And for about a car payment, you can have your own TV channel on these platforms, just as PSI TV is a TV channel, and we can build that for you. So we're going to cover some things today just to let you know what you're in for. So hopefully you'll hang with me. I am who I am every day of the week. So I'm going to share something from the Bible that's very pertinent to today. I'm a doctoral candidate, so I'm always into peer-reviewed research, scholastic research, and there is research that speaks to this topic today. So TV is not free, but it could feel free to you. We're going to talk about how we can stretch the money that you do spend for TV. And am I contributing to a Black Hollywood? Sort of. We'll talk about that. And then I'll show you some actual TV experiences of people who have taken that step. And then maybe we can talk about your next step. Now, every Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern, I go live on YouTube. So look out for that, because hopefully I'll get to a point where you guys are interacting with me and I can answer your questions live. But I can tell you, if you comment under my videos, I do see them and I will respond. I respond to everybody, even the haters. The Bible says. So the reason why guests want to be on TV, the reason why I want to be on TV, that's how I ended up on TV. I had a message that I needed to get out to the masses. And as a child growing up in Jamaica, a third world country, there was no YouTube at the time. TV was not even what TV is today. But my father and Billy Graham were peers, and I saw what television did for the evangelical movement. And I also saw what TV did for people knowing who my father was in Jamaica. So TV was always something that I realized was a powerful medium for getting the word out. No, yes, platforms like YouTube and Vimeo and all of those have now arisen. But guys, when something is free versus something is paid, doesn't mean, it's like, for me, how I like to position it, TV is like living in the Hamptons and YouTube is like everywhere else. Okay, so it's like that exclusive price point. It's, to be on TV it's not a free experience. Therefore, a lot of times when guests appear on TV, the public perception is they have high authority, high power, or they're high rollers or high ballers. So that's a public perception anyway. So fact is that when it comes to being on TV, it's about getting a brand new and a large audience. Well, large audiences have always been the important thing for message movement. And Jesus knew this as well. Matthew 4:25, large crowds followed him. Him who? Jesus. Matthew 8:1, when Jesus came down from the mountains, large crowds followed him. Again, and large crowds followed him. And then Mark 3:7-8, Jesus withdrew to the sea with his disciples, and a great multitude from Galilee followed. Yeah, the large crowds have been the important thing for message movement. Okay, research says, now, as I told you, I'm a doctoral candidate at Liberty University, and I'm pursuing my research in influential reach. So I'm always looking for the research that speaks to the topic of the moment. And I found this peer-reviewed. Peer-reviewed means it's not just the one person wrote it. Other scholars contributed, whether by verifying or whatever. So product placement is defined as a paid message of branded products. So while you may understand product placement, like what happened in Top Gun, where Tom Cruise wore Ray-Ban glasses, and that kind of kicked off the whole Ray-Ban movement at the time of the, got powerful sales out of that product placement. Product placement is when you have a paid message of a branded product. When people come to share their message on PSI TV, they are paying to have their message, their brand shared, okay? It's also, product placement is also considered a hybrid message. And this is the key why being on PSI TV is huge. And if you are an author, coach, or business owner, you may want to consider this. Listen carefully. It's considered a hybrid message because it is not a true ad, yet it does open the door for that product using a storyline. So when people come on PSI TV to share their content, it's not in ad format. We are creating an experience, and therefore the message of that brand, of that product, of that offer does come across, but it's not coming across in that true ad format with that high pressure sales pitch. That is the value of product placement. It's an entertainment program to reduce resistance to persuasion, because when you're on PSI TV, it comes across as an educational or edutainment type show. So we are presenting this in an educational format, almost like an infomercial. And it does seem to, according to research, it reduces resistance. And that is the whole point. We want to introduce your message to a new audience, to a large audience, where they're not perceiving it as an ad. Media costs. Now, this is the big deal. This is the hurdle that a lot of my guests have to go over, because a lot of you aren't approaching PSI TV because you just assume that we are as expensive as TV traditionally is. TV is expensive. I know, because before I formed this agency, I had to pay it. But I really wanted to get my message out there. At the time, there was no YouTube. So I came to TV. And then when the opportunity came to buy this agency, I did. Here is a piece that I found. I can actually link to it here. Okay, this is where the piece comes from. But I want to highlight it's talking about media buying. So if you bought a month-long commercial package on TV for a 30-second spot, you're looking at $25,000 to $100,000, depending on whether it airs on local cable or a larger group like Comcast. Now, this is a current piece. Okay, this was 2020, so it wasn't that long ago, August 2020. All right. And they're saying that a 30-second spot. Now, this is what a lot of you know about TV, that it is brutally expensive. And that's one of the biggest hurdles that I am trying to crush when I'm putting the word out there that you should be on TV. A lot of you are thinking this is what it's going to cost you, not when you come to PSI TV. Let me say it again. If you are a guest on PSI TV, the cost of an appearance on PSI TV is going to be the cost of a dinner date. We interview authors, coaches, business owners. We have had entertainers on, but we're not showcasing their music or their dancing or their skits. We talk about the business of their business. So we'll talk about the business of music and that kind of a thing. That is what our show platform is about. But this is the big thing we're trying to crush here today. It's not going to be $25,000 at the low end for a 30-second spot. When a guest comes on PSI TV, the show is a 15-minute thing. You get your 15 minutes of fame when you are a guest on PSI TV. That 15-minute show, we guarantee you to run for 90 days on our platform. And all you have to do is to embed your interview on your website. We're not even asking you to share anything other than your own interview. If you embed a link or the embed code for your show on your website, for as long as that link is there, we will extend the life of your show on our television platform, which means your ad spend of a dinner date will go a very, very long way for how long your show stays up on the TV platforms. And when your show appears on our platform, it's showing out to Roku, Amazon Fire, and Vita TV. But we also maximize that ad spend. We're going to show you it's not just that you appear on TV. We're going to be stretching the dinner date money even further. Not only will you get 15 minutes, not 30 seconds, but 15 minutes. Not only does that show go out to 3 television platforms that independently have millions of homes, but also you get to extend the life of that show when you put it on your website. So we want you sharing the link to your show on your own page. We're not asking you to send your prospects to our pages. We're asking you to send them to your own website. So you embed your show on your website, you do an email blast to your people and give them the link to your website. So they're watching your video, your TV show, if they don't have a television of their own, on your website. We've made it really good for you. But we also push your show out to about 17 platforms now. So we share your show on our 2 Facebook pages, one of which has an 80,000 reach, but we have 30,000 followers, but it has a reach of 80,000. I've shown the clips of that. 2 Facebook pages. We share it on LinkedIn. We share it on Instagram. We share it on Twitter. We share it on YouTube. We make a YouTube short. We share it to 7 podcast platforms. We are pushing your show out because we realize that when someone is willing to pay to come on PSI TV as a guest, yeah, they want to be able to say they're on TV. There might be a little bit of ego trip on that, but what they're really coming for is to put their offer in front of a brand new and expansive audience. Once we understood that, we realized that we were not just in the TV business. TV is our primary platform. It's not what our real business is. Our business is we're in the business of influential reach. That being said, we expanded our vision for this business. And that is why I have been pushing to build our brand presence elsewhere, because we've delivered for you once we deliver your show to TV, because that's what you come for, right? You come to be on TV, but when we build our audience in other places and we share your show beyond TV, we are stacking the value for our guests. We're stacking the value, stacking it so that your little dinner date money goes so far for you. You know why? Because that's what I wish people would have done for me. So one of our clients said, oh my gosh, like Tyler Perry, PSI is a part of the long needed creation of a Black Hollywood. So kind of, sort of. The reason is that this person got their own television channel. So PSI TV of itself, as a channel on TV, we do not have entertainment style shows on our channel, but because we build brand channels for other people. So if you wanted if you turn on your Roku TV, your Amazon Fire TV, you're going to see a Netflix button. You're going to see a Hulu button. You're going to see MSNBC, CNBC. You're going to see some buttons that come built in. Some channels come built in on your TV platform. Other people can download your channel to their television. And if I were to show you my television right now, because it depends on when you download it, my channel on my television, PSI TV, shows up as a channel button sitting right on the same page with a Netflix, positioned perceptually as right up there with the big boys. And that is what can happen when we build a television channel for you. So this person's channel that we've built for them, he has music videos. He has people who have their little skits and their little, sitcom series that they're building. They are part of what is becoming a Black Hollywood. And he has put that outlet on his channel. So we built a channel for him. That's what I mean by we seem to be contributing to the Black Hollywood, of which we're excited to be a part of that. So this is Mark Golden. I interviewed him back in November 2022. And so it's on television. This was the YouTube version of his show. Now, as you can see, 445 views, I guess, 21 likes. So, not too bad. But here's the thing. Remember, he came on for television. So we add these experiences by sending the show out to different platforms, including YouTube. So I had put his show out to the podcast platforms and to YouTube and everything. I ran into him later. Now, this is the thing, guys. There's a story in the Bible of Jesus healing 10 lepers, and only one came back to say thank you. And he's like, where's the other 9? I have done television shows for hundreds and hundreds of people like you, but they don't all let me know the outcomes of their being on television. I don't really get the thank yous or the, hey, Trudy, this is what happened. But I ran into Mark and this is what he told me. So just a 2-minute quick thing.
Hey guys, I am here with Mark Golden. Trudy Behrman here from PSI TV. Mark has been on PSI TV as a guest. Mark, tell us what that was like for you.
Well, Trudy, I've got to tell you, it was the best business experience I've had this year. The primary reason is that I had a great conversation with you, and we got to talk about my business, which is one of my favorite subjects. But also, it has given me additional firepower in the marketplace. Very often when I meet with clients who are looking to sell their business and they want to know, can I trust you? Can I count on you? I can provide them immediately with social proof that shows, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's an expert that's been on TV. They'll hear their very questions being asked by Trudy, and they'll get their questions answered. And I don't have to spend all of that time in my meeting with them doing that, because they'll get it ahead of time when I send them the link ahead of the meeting. That's just one example. It made me over $350,000 since our interview, and I believe that social proof gave the clients the confidence to rely on me.
And was the whole experience of just the interview process, was that simple? Was that difficult? Was I hard to work with? What was that all like?
You were very easy to work with. Your questions put me at ease. I was comfortable the entire time. I wasn't scrambling for words. I didn't feel like I was under pressure or being interrogated. It was a warm conversation with a friend, and it comes across that way too. So it really made a splash in my marketplace, and that really wasn't even my intent. I just wanted a chance to go and sit down with a friend and talk and learn about each other, and man, she made it the best experience ever. I felt like I was on Oprah Winfrey's couch.
So guys, go back to PSI TV and check out Mark's show. He helps you to sell your business, and sometimes that's the best exit strategy, or maybe just getting ready to retire. Or if you want to make some extra money, he teaches you how to become a business coach. So go to PSI TV and check out that show. Mark, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks, bye.
Dr. Muntasir Al-Faki was a recent PSI TV guest. And as you can see from his Facebook page, he's followed by 25 people. Now, I'm not trying to, this is just to show you the power of being a guest on PSI TV. So Dr. Al-Faki, he may be very well known locally where he is in Colorado, but when it comes to his digital presence, he's not very well known digitally and online. 25 people follow him on Facebook, and Facebook is usually where our family and friends gather. So when we did a show with him, not only is he on television, but the SEO juice, the search engine juice, because here it is, his post is number 2. When I type in his name on Google, we come up in the number 2 position. And the YouTube version of his show has gotten over 2,000 views. So that is the power of Well, it also has to do with the package that he chose with us, but that is potentially what can happen with your dinner date spend for the TV experience. Let me show you another one. So here's another one. Greg Moore, also a recent guest on PSI TV. His YouTube platform has 4 subscribers. But when he came to, and I know that Greg actually has a large email list, so it's not that Greg isn't known otherwise, but digital presence is very important. The search engine optimization juice for being on TV is very helpful. His show on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, got him over 3,000 views. And one of the comments under that view is someone was interested in his offer. So again, you come to TV, you come to PSI TV when you have an offer to put in front of a brand new audience. Here's another. This is one of the few sets of people who actually came back and let me know what the experience was like for them after the show. So Clestine Herbert, she says she got a client from Texas who watched her show on my well, she says my show on Trudy Station, and who was looking to come to her conference. Jamila Little has had a lot of clients on board for her law practice. Sean Hyman, he's on television a lot with a lot of the big name channels, Fox, MSNBC, and so forth. And Sean is saying, I'm a great interviewer. I drill down to the questions. And this matters to me that Sean says so, because he is being invited as a guest on the top television channels in America. Matt DeMeo says, I have a very responsive audience. So this is the power of being on TV. So being a guest on PSI TV it helps with a faster route to fame. Famous people get famous with multiple appearances on multiple platforms to multiple people. No matter how influential you are as a big fish in a small pond, until you get in front of multiple people and have multiple appearances, that is how your name becomes a household name. You get famous or notorious, but that's how it happens. Jesus didn't have social media, but yet he traveled. You really do need to get in front of multiple audiences and multiple appearances. So Jesus traveled to Samaria, Capernaum, Nazareth, and so forth. All you need to do, guys, is apply to be a guest on PSI TV, and where that one TV spend, the equivalent of a dinner date, is going to get you appearing on multiple platforms, because we syndicate your show out to multiple platforms. We stretch your dollar so far when you come to PSI TV. We stack that. We stack that for you. We stack it. We stack it. We stack it. Your next step, should you choose to accept it, is to be a guest on PSI TV. Now, you can also ask about having a channel like PSI TV of your own for your brand, which we have built quite a few now on TV. If you are already a content creator, if you can YouTube, you can TV. But if you want to just be a guest on PSI TV, the link for what is next will be in the description for you. And when you do get to the application page, it does look like this, and that's where we get the information so that we can contact you and decide if you are a good fit for our show. Turkey Bearman here, super simple to find. And I do look forward to having you as a guest on PSI TV.